Pardesi Beats.
What's up, everybody? You're tuned into Pardesi Beats Unplugged. Welcome into today's episode. In today's episode, we'll be determining the greatest cartoon of the 90s and early 2000s based on a random bracket that I found online. I am Amtadwal. With me today. We have Kushwant Singh and the biggest Batman fan that I know. Arguably, I have not seen Batman and him in the same room at the same time. Patwan Singh, how you boys doing?
Pretty good. Just leave it at that. Don't say anything else. People
don't want to blow the cover, eh? The reason we picked the 90s and 2000s, kind of this nostalgia train that we've been on for a bit, it's kind of something that we've grown up with, but not even that. It's kind of something that's influenced our like pop culture influence, like for how we live our life and what we associate with still and what we still find interesting in our hobbies. So I'm sure a lot of our listeners have specific shows that they grew up with that they really resonate with, and hopefully they show up on this bracket and we don't vote them out. But if we do vote them out, let us know in the comments below if you agree or disagree, or if there was a show on here that we completely missed.
It also means your show sucked.
100%. I mean, this is honestly, this is just a completely random bracket that I found online. So complete disclosure here, there may be some shows that we have never watched either. And the beauty of this is we have our senior citizen of the group, Pat, in the group, who's kind of seen a lot more cartoons. So there's some newer cartoons on this that Pat might not have grown up with that might sway his vote, and we can potentially argue or present our case for said show to sway.
I've kept my my nazar, my view on the scene of cartoons though, up until probably the early 2000s, and then I was just like, screw this.
I'll be honest, I still watch a lot of these cartoons that were going to come up.
I was watching one outside with my son, with him before this, so I won't reveal what, but yeah.
All right. So pretty simple. I'll present the bracket. Let's we'll vote. We'll go in whatever order we want to go, and there's only three of us, so majority rules, and we figure out today what the greatest cartoon of the 90s and the early 2000s is based on this random bracket
Of all time.
Shall we? Of all time. This is concrete. There's no. This is the absolute truth.
No one else. If they think something else is the best, they're wrong.
Completely. All right. Shall
All
we
I'm
begin?
gonna say before we start is I've seen some of the cartoons that we will be discussing in Punjab. When I was in Punjab in the early 2000s and late 90s, I watched them there, dubbed in like Hindi and Punjabi.
Yeah.
And Darkwing Duck was called Makkadi Duck because he became a spider in one episode. Then they started calling him Makkadi Duck, and it was so funny. I'll leave it at that. Continue now.
All right. Shall we begin?
Let's begin.
The first matchup that we have is Animaniacs versus Tiny Toon Adventures.
The funny thing is they're both from Warner Brothers. So
yeah.
Who's going? You tell us who goes first.
So Kush already voted for Animaniacs. So Wacko, Jacko, and
Wacko Yakko.
Yeah.
Not Jacko, it's Yakko. Keep it PG.
Wacko, Yakko, and Dot.
Yeah.
Dot, yes. Dot was the other one.
I got them right there in Funko Pops. I'm not going to take them off right now. But
and the reason is it was because it was us as siblings growing up. The eldest brother, a middle sister, and a younger brother.
This is all making sense.
Yeah, we watched that a lot actually, and it was a really fun show. And then I don't even know if I watched the episodes of the Tiny Toon Adventures.
Tiny Toons was like, it was like the younger kids, like it was Babs Bunny and them, right? So
yeah.
But it was like the blue and the pink rabbit, the boy and the girl.
Yeah,
and like a little kid version of them all. And Animaniacs trumps that, man. Animaniacs was so zany and warped. Like it was like
Zany. Hey, that's a very specific word that you're using. Have you heard that in that show at all?
never. Not once.
Honestly, I like what they did with Tiny Toon Adventures. It was like a way to continue that like Bugs Bunny story arc.
Yeah, it was
But
cool for sure. Not gonna.
You can't argue with Animaniacs. I'm also voting. So unanimously, Animaniacs moves on.
Agreed.
So next one that we have up is Arthur versus Doug.
That's a hard one, man.
Yeah, I'm already split on this one because
You like them both so much.
Yeah. I relate to both of them. That's
You're
I don't
related
have
to
any. Yeah, he knows. He is them both.
Malik, put your glasses on and hold up something that
just-
might be
exactly,
on your
right?
desk.
That's my doppelganger here. The only
Put your
Funko Pop
glasses
that
on
I
and
own.
hold it up. Put your
I
glasses
will
on.
not put my glasses.
Yeah, you have to kind of be tuned into the video portion of the podcast
Yeah.
to
I
see
got
what's happening.
A lovely Arthur Funko Pop that looks
Yeah,
I
surprising.
think I'm gonna go with Doug, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Kush, you're
Just
gonna be the
'cause Skeeter's
tiebreaker.
name was Skeeter.
Eater, Patty Mayonnaise, like the characters, like
Yeah, man. Just Skeeter, man. Just
go back. It's on Disney Plus now. Go back and watch it. It's such a weird show, and I don't.
what was
recall.
the green Doug's name?
Yeah, Skeeter.
Skeeter.
That was
Skeeter.
Skeeter, right?
That was
Think-
Was
buddy.
there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, we're gonna-
Was
oh,
he,
no,
was he
but
technically a
think-
human? Was he like a human?
Yeah.
I don't know.
They're all.
Or was he an alien?
I don't know, man. I think they
Yeah.
were all technically humans. Just they were all about diversity and unity. They're showing different colors, different everything.
Yeah,
Oh,
but okay.
let's-
So my pick is definitely Arthur.
Okay,
I
good.
wanted to
because
pick I had to pick Doug.
I know, just to make Mark sweat a little, but like I definitely didn't watch as much Doug or remember Doug as much as I do Arthur.
I think Doug was a
And-
little bit more kind of in closer to my time. Like it was a little bit of
No,
like
no.
No, it was odd.
It was definitely on. Like I remember watching it after school in junior high, big time. Like that was like one of my go-to.
but it was on
shows.
like later, wasn't it?
Maybe.
Yeah.
That's
I just
why.
I definitely didn't want to watch it.
It was like
Like,
6 o'clock, 7 o'clock show. It wasn't like
There's better
More
shows on during
popular.
that time.
Yeah.
And the other thing is like Arthur is like has to be chosen here because of the fist meme.
that's big, though.
there it is, eh?
Still,
There's a- you-
it's the show that it comes from, right?
Yeah.
And then
I'm
also
gonna-
when he hits DW and then she reacts so slowly and starts crying, and then
did you relate to that again, similar to Animaniacs? It was just your life.
I
played
never
out in
beat
front
up
of you?
my siblings as a young kid at
cause,
all.
because they beat you.
You tried.
Well,
You
They
tried.
at least tried.
No, he
yeah,
tried.
it went both ways.
Yeah.
I would pass some on. I would take some.
You would
Also-
take most of it.
Also, shout out
Maybe
to
from you.
Arthur in their newest season. They have a sick character with
Sang?
wearing a kara, and he has a patka as well. So, I mean, I still watch Arthur here and there, so I tuned into that episode, and it was
What's
pretty
his
neat.
name?
Samir. We won't get into that.
Yeah.
It's actually quite normal. I actually grew up with a guy
Samir Sang.
named Samir who was a Judah kid. And then remember that guy I talked about who got hit by a car when I was in kindergarten?
Yeah, there was the curse of the
That
curse
was
of the
Samir.
haircut.
Yeah, that was him.
So that's 2 votes for Arthur, 1 vote for Doug. So Arthur
Yeah.
moves on.
I had to give Douglas, a little push. there.
Next
Yeah,
one
good.
here.
Vote who you have to vote for.
Yeah.
Next one here is also maybe an unknown show, but I do recall the show very much. Similar to Doug, it was on later on at night. Freakazoid
Okay.
versus The Simpsons.
Yeah, I'm straight
Ah.
Simpsons on this, man.
All right, cool. So, anybody that knows me knows that I have an unhealthy obsession with The Simpsons. I just had last year had a Simpsons themed birthday party, so I'm a little bit biased there as well. So 3 votes
Did you
for.
invite Krusty the Clown to perform?
I had Krusty the Clown socks on, so I mean, close enough, right?
Look, I just had to Google Freakazoid to remember
But you remember it now,
what
right?
it was. But now that I see, I'm like, I do
Yeah.
remember watching this.
Yeah.
But
I
yeah,
don't.
Simpsons is Simpsons, dude. Like Simpsons isn't Simpsons.
I also remember Freakazoid always being on like right around WCW time. So like I would watch WCW and then Freakazoid would come on. It was a very odd combination, but that's kind of where I recall it from. But definitely, I'm also on board with the Simpsons.
Yeah,
it's all Simpsons, man. In that one, like you can't.
Like,
it's iconic.
Yeah,
it's iconic. And how many seasons are they in now? Like they're as old, almost as old
33?
as. I think they're as older. They're older than Cushy. They're as old as.
No,
my,
1989 is the first season.
yeah, so they're 1 year younger than my sister. Think about that.
Yeah. So Simpsons.
They're 1 year older
obviously
than
moving
Cushy.
The next one, another Saturday classic for me, Gargoyles versus Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh, come on, dude.
It's straight up Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Nothing can touch
Yeah,
it.
why? But why
Gargoyles
this
is dope.
matchup?
I'm gonna vote Gargoyles just to put Kush in the hardest place of his life.
Kush, man, you know what
I mean, Gargoyles was freaking awesome, but it's Ninja Turtles, dude. It's TMNT, man.
Yeah,
it's
remember Xanatos?
Mikey, it's goddamn Raph, Donatello, Leo. Okay, we got Master Splinter, April. We got Mr. Why can I not remember his name? But you know his name, Casey Jones. Oh, dude, it's so good. And then pizza without anchovies
and with bubblegum.
But Gargoyles, Kush.
No,
yeah,
Saturday morning, ITV.
No,
Mike
man.
Sobel, come on.
Yeah,
no, that was
that
was in the afternoon actually, because that used to be called Disney Afternoon.
No, it was morning first. I remember watching Gargoyles because I was terrified of it, but I'm like, I'm intrigued.
You just woke up late.
Scared.
No,
Gargoyles was pretty awesome, but yeah, like TMNT is like, come on,
yeah,
it's so good.
I'm voting Gargoyles, so 2-1 though. TMNT moves on.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna end the meet here.
Yeah, that's gonna be your vote for the rest one. Let's go here then. This is something that's gonna be another difficult challenge for Pat. We have X-Men versus Batman the Animated Series.
Ooh, what the hell?
I've watched neither of them.
What? Both were quite good, man.
That is pretty. That's definitely one there.
That's a hard one.
Yeah, this is well, I mean, I got my answer too, and it's not what you expect.
I have no expectation.
I expect Pat to vote for X-Men solely because of his obsession with Wolverine.
Yeah, and he was pretty epic in that show for sure. However, I'm gonna go with Batman the Animated Series.
Oh my god, he did it.
Yeah.
He's changed colors.
Some say they've never seen him and Batman in the same room at the same time.
Some say.
So yeah, I'm going with X-Men for sure, without a doubt.
Oh wow.
So Batman was freaking awesome, but X-Men, it'll like, if you want to think of like a kid's cartoon or whatever, young cartoon, and like have a theme song that you remember for the rest of your life.
Oh, that's a Kush is swaying my vote here. I've not watched either of these shows.
Yeah,
X-Men
that's a shame. That's a shame, because like X-Men was so freaking good. Batman was good, but X-Men I think was like so freaking good. Like I thought it was just next level. And like I even went back and started watching some episodes again, like when they did the whole pandemic. Well, I watched them with friends like online, and we just kind of had commentary over them. Man, they were still so fun to watch.
They put it on Netflix for a while too there. Yeah. So, you know, the reason I went with Batman, the animated series, and not X-Men, first of all, I had the action figures for both, right? But I feel like Batman, the animated series, was so much more dark. Like it was a true to Batman in terms of the character Batman. It was a dark night. Like it was so dark. And there were situations in that animated series that are reflected in that show Gotham. If you ever watched Gotham, you'll see some things that are similar, which was like true to the character. With X-Men, it was made for kids, clearly, but it was pretty true to the characters as well. You didn't see Wolverine literally cutting people's heads off and things like that, that you would see in the comics. So
I
for
mean, you pretty much
you're
got his
taking-
badassness. Same.
if you're taking
thing
my
for, like, a
favorite
kid's thing.
ultimate character of all time, which is Wolverine, and Batman does come in as a close second, then the truer portrayal of the actual character is in Batman the animated series compared to X-Men.
So
And that's what people like say, but the thing is, like, when we're growing up and watching it and it appreciating it as a kid show, like, you're not gonna pick up on those things for Batman like
Yeah.
as you will for X-Men. Of
Yeah.
course,
I did
right?
though. I did. That's why I was like, yo, this is sick.
yeah, because you're the senior
you're-
citizen of the group.
Yeah, like because you're a little bit older.
Okay,
Also
yeah,
at
wiser.
that time.
So-
a
Also
little bit.
wiser.
a little
Yeah.
slight bit. I'm a
Yeah.
little bit of a.
But all right, so my brain, 'cause I have no skin in either game here. As Pat was describing Batman, all I could think of was the X-Men theme song.
I know,
That's all.
because I
That's all-
you know.
that was all that was stuck in my head.
Yeah.
And the other point, I'm going back to one of our older episodes, and if you haven't seen it, make sure you go back and listen to it or watch it on our YouTube channel. Batman is not a superhero. Therefore, I'm voting for X-Men.
and who held an X-Men themed birthday party for a family member? You know who? Say it.
Me.
Yeah. But no one did a Batman themed birthday party for the family member.
Yeah, but somebody did a Batman themed ELS ice bucket challenge wearing a full Batman suit.
Yeah, but that's an ice bucket challenge.
And,
Yeah,
and
which is
again,
even more
and again,
dangerous.
Birthday party is a birthday party, okay?
A birthday
And
party is
people-
fun, and an ice bucket challenge is dangerous.
honestly though,
No,
like,
the
think
birthday
back
party
to-
was
yeah, no.
dangerous.
But think about your childhood. Like if you went to a birthday party and it was Batman themed versus X-Men themed, I would 100% choose the X-Men theme because
Because
Batman,
so
you're
many
stuck-
characters.
exactly. Batman, you're stuck with Batman and maybe sometimes Robin.
Plus
But-
a certain somebody may have had a chopper right up his leg and get stuck on it.
I don't even want to know what happened with that story.
What?
But X-Men theme, I feel like X-Men
I don't
theme
know what
birthday
that
party.
is.
If you went to like I'm thinking like elementary school, like when you were a kid, you go to an X-Men themed birthday party, or like you have an X-Men themed birthday party, you are like the kingpin of that grade for that whole rest of the school year.
No, dude.
Yeah.
You want to be the kingpin of the everything? You have your birthday party at McDonald's in the playpen thing.
But we're specifically thinking of themes.
You're
McDonald's
also-
play park birthday parties
you're
were
also
were
Nyane
prime.
comparisonly.
Yeah.
Speaking of Nyane, so X-Men moves on with that one. Speaking
Yes.
of kids, the next matchup we have is Rugrats versus SpongeBob Squarepants.
Rugrats.
Oh, dude.
And Kush, your vote's not going to matter, but I'll let you sit here. and-
Rugrats.
Yeah,
And
because you're gonna
Stu.
you're gonna say Rugrats, but
It's Rugrats.
like it's not.
But it's-
Like it's not that easy. Yo, SpongeBob shouldn't even
Are-
be in the same category as this.
Arguably, and I've not watched a lot of SpongeBob, but arguably SpongeBob is on that same level of like Simpsons. Of like
SpongeBob
iconic
is
level.
absolutely hilarious.
it's
all
not
of the
on Simpsons
memes,
level.
all of the memes that have come out of SpongeBob, all of the memes that we
Yeah.
still use.
20 years later, like no one's using memes for Rugrats. You just have nostalgia because like you watched it as a
might sway my
kid.
vote here. You might sway my vote here, Kush.
No one he's like, oh, remember that moment in Rugrats where this happened? Like the cool thing was the dinosaur. That's it. But then like SpongeBob,
Hey, put some respect on Reptar's name, bro. come on.
Reptar, there you go. I forgot his name. Like that's how much it was. And then
You have
there
to
was,
say it like the
Reptar
Rugrat.
second and stuff.
Reptar.
Yeah,
Reptar.
Raptor. Like Rugrats, honestly, such a great show. I would love to rewatch it, but like SpongeBob is just
It's coming back. They're making a remake of it.
and make it
Yeah.
not so okay.
It's their
Um,
kids. It's their kids now.
No, I
Oh.
believe it's the same characters,
Is
but it's
it?
like new animation, so it looks super creepy, very creepy. But
Yeah. Yeah, but I don't know, man. Like this is a tough one because SpongeBob is like they're really
So-
not like a similar style of. They're not kids. Like SpongeBob's a
not
different
at all.
different thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like
Straight
you
up,
said, there's
it's
meme
not SpongeBob.
memeability is like it's important to me. Somebody like me who really much values memes and internet culture. So yeah, I have to say SpongeBob. Like
Kush is
SpongeBob
great.
is just so funny.
So the internal battle for me is Going back to
Squidward
one-
and like SpongeBob. come
going
on,
back
that's
to
the
one of
best
our older
relationship.
episodes. I chose Chucky Finster's dad as like the greatest cartoon dad in my father's draft, and all of the emotional stories based that were in Rugrats, telling you about life lessons, showing you how much of a jerk Angelica was and how to deal with being bullied, especially as Chucky. Again, it seems like I resonate with all these nerdy characters, and that's, I guess, how I was as a kid.
Yeah.
But Kush makes a very good point about the longevity of SpongeBob and the impact. I mean, it maybe not had on my life, but if we think of like cartoon, animation, memes, all of that stuff, oh, I'm gonna have to vote for SpongeBob here. So
What?
yeah.
Damn, dude. I didn't expect you to do that. But
A little-
okay.
A little bit of controversy. So SpongeBob moves on, beating Rugrats.
Wow.
Wow.
Next
I
up-
know.
yeah, you
love-
know my
yeah.
love for Rugrats. But simply the 20 years late, like that meme itself.
5 minutes later.
Yeah, one eternity, like those.
One eternity later.
It's iconic, I would have to say.
Yeah.
So
Krabby Patty,
SpongeBob
come on.
SpongeBob moves on. Next up, we have Sailor Moon versus Powerpuff Girls.
Oh, hands down,
Ooh.
Sailor Moon, man.
I'm voting for Powerpuff Girls. Kush.
Of course you would.
Okay. The thing is, Sailor
'cause-
Moon was freaking dope.
But we
But-
also grew up in the same era, and Powerpuff Girls was also super dope.
But I didn't watch enough Sailor Moon to be like, you're like my favorite. And then also like, Tuxedo Mask, every
Tuxedo Mask
girl
was
was
dope.
like Tuxedo Mask. But like, for me,
I was a Sailor
Powerpuff
Jupiter guy
Girls-
myself.
I mean, yeah, I guess. What
That was
I
your
think it
crush.
No,
Yeah.
it was the Mars one, the green.
Sailor Mars.
No, Sailor Jupiter
Jupiter's
was
green?
green.
Yeah.
Mars, I believe, was red.
was red. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, anyways, so yeah, that show cool, and you could be like, yay, I have my little anime crush as a kid. But Powerpuff Girls, man, like they were just so freaking awesome. They just kicked ass all
Yeah.
the time, and then all three like their
Mojo
characters were
Jojo,
so
come
good.
on.
Mojo
Mojo
Jojo,
Jojo?
yeah, Mojo Jojo was so awesome. Yeah, and they all like all their different attitudes and like what they sugar, spice, and what, oh my god,
Everything nice.
everything
Sugar,
nice,
spice,
right? Like
and everything nice.
everything nice, right? So like the little model there, they were so cool, so super strong. They had fun stories.
And I feel like with Powerpuff Girls, it was in that era where there was like adult cartoons where like you would watch them, and in Canada we would watch them on Teletoon. And Powerpuff
Yeah.
Girls was kind of that line. It was like, yeah, it's
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
like kind of adult, but like it's still for kids.
It's
So,
like
like,
as
for
we're
me,
getting
the-
a bit older on the
Exactly.
spectrum of kid, right? It wasn't like fresh when I was a kid, because Sailor Moon, yeah, we watched when we were younger.
I tried to
Powerpuff
watch it
Girls.
back because it's on Crave. So I tried to watch it back a couple months ago. I got through like the first episode. I'm like, no, I can't do this.
Well, it's because you didn't wave your wand around and transform.
Yeah, I
Oh.
think so.
But yeah, I'm going with Powerpuff Girls on this one.
All right. So Powerpuff Girls moves on. I don't know why Pat looks so disappointed with this one specifically. Like he wasn't this upset about Batman. Is there something that you're not telling us about
Maybe
Sailor
he
Moon?
dressed. Maybe he
No,
dresses
just
up as
like-
tuxedo mask.
No, I'm actually looking at Apple Watch bands on the other screen because this category really didn't mean much to me.
He got
Come
upset.
on.
If you want
All
to
right.
choose.
Next up, we have Hey Arnold, which I feel like is one of Kush's favorite shows. Just knowing him based as a human being, I feel like he used to watch this a lot after junior high. Versus Recess.
Okay. Well, your assessment is not correct.
Really? Wow, I'm surprised.
I watched it and I enjoyed it, but Recess is definitely something I vibe with way more.
Yeah.
Hey Arnold was cool. I enjoyed it a good bit. But Recess like just was way more fun. I feel like there's way more characters too that like you enjoyed. In Recess, they all were kind of pretty unique.
Yeah, but again, with Hey Arnold, you had the three kind of main characters. You had Arnold, his friend, and then Helga. Those were like the three characters that everything was based around of, right?
Yeah, but Recess there was like 5 or 6 of them or whatever, right? TJ
Yeah.
Spinelli,
Well,
Big Dude, and then the Nerd Girl.
Wow, big dude and nerd. I literally just watched an
See?
episode of Recess today, so
I don't remember their names, but like
Come on.
yeah,
that's our next group Halloween costume. You can be Mikey.
Mikey, yeah, there you go, right?
Mikey in his ripped pants.
Yeah.
I know nothing of the two. Like I've heard of Recess and I've heard of Hey
Gretchen.
Arnold. I'm gonna pick Recess for just because I loved Recess as a kid. So like
Perfect.
the actual Recess.
Yeah, Recess, iconic show for me. Surprisingly, I was very surprised. It only had 3 seasons. And I feel like they
Oh.
could have got a lot more out of it.
Also, everyone remembers like that Randall guy, the Randall character, the little snitch. Everyone remembers that kid at school too.
But I'm honestly surprised there's not been that many. It might have been just because it's such a Canadian show, maybe, but like there's not that many memes. Like Randall would have been such a hilarious meme to use. Like,
Yeah.
interesting. That's something I guess we can start.
If it carried on.
Yeah. All right.
Did they
So
did they reboot it?
Nope. There's been
Oh,
3
okay.
movies and 3 seasons, which is interesting.
Remember the
'cause,
show
like,
Reboot?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Let's see if it comes.
No, that is it for the round of 16. So now
Oh
we're
my
moving on
God.
to the next round. So the first matchup that we have is Animaniacs versus Arthur.
Animaniacs, dude.
Don't do me dirty, Kush.
Did them dirty, man. You know it.
Don't do me dirty, Kush.
Whoa, so what are you? Are you Arthur?
I'm clearly petting my Arthur doll here, sir.
People
That's
can't
just
hear that who
creepy.
aren't watching. Yeah.
For
And if
people
you're
that
not
are
watching,
close.
he's petting it like he's just
It's my,
The
it's my
listeners
little what the-
can't just see it. Yeah.
insert the Sherry Mon meme here. Matt at our daddy.
Yeah.
yeah.
That video. Go ahead. Okay. So it's Animaniacs.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just
I'm
simply
leaving.
put it, it's
I'm done.
Animaniacs. and this isn't, it's not to make you sad. To
Well, I'm
upset
already
you,
sad. I'm gonna go cry now.
to
That's it. I'm gonna
ruin
go
your
cry into my
ruin
bowl
your
of cereal.
childhood feelings and make them obsolete. It's just because Arthur was cool, but it was never that show for me. And Animaniacs, like literally all 3 of us would watch it together as kids,
I would
as siblings.
wake up half an hour early before I went to school just to watch Arthur on CBC. That's how dedicated I was to Arthur.
Yeah, but this was 3 siblings coordinating TV time and stuff together to watch a cartoon
That is
and
very
like
true.
watching something, you know what I mean? So like that doesn't happen often, especially with siblings.
Yeah.
Getting along. So that was something we all like
Getting
to do.
along, period. Yeah.
Yeah. We even like, I know we have like some stuffies of them, toys of them too,
Oh, really?
and things like that. So
I
and we
wasn't
all
that huge
associated with
into
each other of
yeah.
them. Yeah, I don't think a lot of people were into Animaniacs, but like
No.
we were pretty into it.
But I feel like
watched it every day,
there is because they
whenever it was
remade
on.
it. They did remake it too. So
Yeah.
like recently.
Yeah.
Well, now I'm sad. Now I'm gonna spite vote every vote.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna
Yeah.
angrily vote against you guys every round now.
Oh, I thought you were doing that anyways.
All right.
Just kidding.
Animaniacs moves on, unfortunately. Next up, we have The Simpsons versus Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Easy.
Easy.
Yeah, easy. It's The Simpsons.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna say that.
It's Teenage Mutant
It's
Ninja, Turtles.
by
No,
far.
I'm getting ganged up on here.
It's
Let
Ninja
me-
Turtles by
setting
Let,
yourself-
let Kush. let
You're
Kush and
walking
Pat
into
know-
the alley to get ganged up on.
Let Kush and Pat know in the comments below how wrong they've been on these past 2 votes.
Okay, Simpsons is like they're never
Still
gonna
running.
show like Simpsons.
Still running.
They're
Still
never gonna show,
quality
like,
episodes.
Simpsons.
Dude,
I don't
people
know
are still
about that.
watching Ninja Turtles.
People don't say great things nowadays.
It's still
But
that's
Ninja Turtles, dude, it's just everything. Everything, the whole culture, toys, merchandise,
Sim-
movies,
I'm gonna look up.
everything.
No, I
Comic
think
books.
again, The Simpsons.
No, Simpsons did not have that kind of impact on literally like all the pop culture stuff. Okay, like Simpsons, awesome. Like we're gonna talk about it, we're gonna make jokes about it. But Ninja Turtles, you're pretending you're a goddamn turtle fighting crime and stuff, man.
It's so unrealistic. Who cannot relate to Angry Dad? Who cannot relate to?
Oh, you can
Homer
relate to
Simpson?
Simpsons because it's real life, but Ninja Turtles is that imagination piece.
Yeah.
And then also you can just pretend like you're turtle and just want pizza and say
Yeah.
pizza, pizza.
He does
like
this.
from the first
He does
movie.
this to date. Kush.
I do it to
know.
this day.
I've
Anytime I
seen
get
him do
pizza,
it.
I go pizza, pizza. Because in the ooze from the first movie, that's what they're doing when they hit the ooze and they're growing up. They're like,
I'm
"Pizza."
disappointed. I'm disappointed. I only have one horse in this race now that I'm gonna live and die by.
Yeah, well, I'll remember
Well,
when
don't put
we
all
get
your
to that
money on
too.
one horse.
Just kidding.
I'm putting it all on one horse.
Yeah,
So
Ninja Turtles is like, dude, and then
Come
you had
on.
like what's Shredder's dome called again?
The
Technodome?
Technodrome.
Technodome? Yeah, like
Technodrome. But
you
the
had
thing is,
that.
That's
He
crank.
had, my brother had that as a toy. Dude, it's a
You're-
freaking
we're-
Technodome.
We're talking about toys.
Technodrome.
Come on.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you the impact of that show, dude. Like,
Yeah, the Simpsons significant. The amount of history that the Simpsons has predicted correctly.
predicted. That's true. But like,
Pre-
I don't want to live in
predicted.
real life, okay? I want to live in
That
toys.
is definitely a cool thing that like all those moments in history that the Simpsons have.
It's kind of creepy, to be honest. It's kind of creepy.
But
it's kind of
the
very
Ninja
creepy.
Turtles have taught the values that we need today.
No, I would argue the Simpsons has taught us other real values.
No,
Like
no.
what? To drink beer.
Like don't have a pet elephant, or elections are kind of weird because Ralph Wiggum can win an election. If we talk about love and Ralph breaking his heart, think of all these iconic moments. I just keep pulling up Ralph.
Choose you. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just trying to stall because
Or when
I love The
Homer
Simpsons.
jumps out of the car and he's trying to crash it for insurance, and then he rolls back into the car.
Yeah, Mo's car.
Yeah.
Like so
We'll put him up to it.
Mo put him up to it. But like think of October, like the Treehouse of Horror series of
Yeah.
Simpsons
Those were
episodes,
awesome.
iconic.
Those were
iconic.
definitely awesome.
Again-
Those were definitely. Remember when Homer stepped into that like abyss and he was just like in this.
Oh, that as a kid, that really threw me off when he was like a Play-Doh man, and I'm like, what is?
Yeah,
is
he like
happening
going
here?
through all these doors and turning into
Yeah,
like all
yeah.
these things.
Yeah.
And then one, he was a real person.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
to see that come into a cartoon, you're just
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
yeah.
So what you're
it's nice
saying
to
is-
honor it's nice
Ninja
to
Turtle.
honor the show that's now
Yeah.
gone and isn't as good as Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
What you're saying is Simpsons is better than Ninja Turtles, but you're biased and you're gonna outvote the.
We're just trying to
vote,
make
so-
you feel a little better, just to,
Yeah,
ease the
just
pain a
vote
little.
my two favorite shows out. So what am I here for now? Literally, Arthur and The Simpsons. That's all I identify with.
Yeah, but you have an Arthur like Funko Pop. I have all the Ninja Turtles up there.
Yes,
The
but I don't
Funko
have I don't have an obsession with collecting things. It was
I don't
was
have
like
a canvas painting of the Simpsons.
I don't
have
know,
a
Malik,
canvas
how many
painting of
hats
Ninja
do you have?
Turtles.
I was gonna I wear one hat now and it's black.
And where's the rest of them?
They're all in the junker. I've got rid of all my hats.
This guy used to
Um,
wear many hats. Now he
I
wears
have
only.
many hats. Yeah, now I only wear one hat. So let's move on to the next round here, where we have SpongeBob SquarePants
Squarepants.
versus X-Men.
X-Men. Boom.
Yeah.
Wow, Kush,
It's
I
X-Men.
I voted SpongeBob through just for you, and you're gonna
Oh,
just.
man.
My vote doesn't count. And I don't really care for
It's
either. of
straight
those shows,
X-Men.
So.
It's an X-Men, dude. Okay, SpongeBob is hilarious, but X-Men is just so much more cool.
Again,
it's
I
almost
can't-
like the
I
same
can't
things I
focus.
just
I
talked
can't
about.
focus because all I'm hearing is a theme song.
Yeah, that show was just so hype. Honestly, it was just so damn good. And
Yeah,
then all those
I-
characters were cool. Like every X-Men
Yeah.
is cool.
every X-Men is like there was like I was a huge Cyclops guy growing up. I'm like he looks cool.
Yeah. Dude, just seeing Gambit, like that was the first
Yeah.
time, like, I like saw Gambit
Remember,
and anything because I didn't
I
read the
think Kush,
comics.
Kush, this was your era. Remember there was Marvel or X-Men trading cards? It was like
Yeah.
Marvel and like
They're
that
not
was
like
like
they're not like trading cards, but there's a whole
yeah.
there's just Marvel cards in general.
Yeah. That
Well,
was
how do you remember
crazy- I
that? Though?
remember.
You were like one year old when they came out.
No, I remember like elementary school, like we'd have binders full.
I
of
have
There
them.
was
them.
like 1, 2, 3 series, definitely.
Okay.
I have. There's like gold edition, silver edition eras of like all those Marvel cards. I
That's
still
sick.
have them. Yeah,
That's gonna be my impulse purchase
Those are
after
mine
this
though
episode.
that you have.
yeah, they are, but they're also mine now.
No, but
All right. Up next, we have a Recess versus Powerpuff Girls.
Powerpuff Girls.
Wow.
Powerpuff Girls.
How could
for
you-
Sure.
How could you do this to me, Kush? How could you do this? To
It's
me?
Powerpuff Girls, man. They're so cool.
It's Recess. It's Recess. And now my
Powerpuff
favorite-
Girls
my favorite-
are so awesome.
My favorite part about all of this is Pat doesn't care for either of these shows, and he's the deciding vote. Recess.
Yeah.
let me
with-
Google
with
what they look like. I'll
the
do it.
5
briefly.
iconic characters.
Okay, Google also Mojo Jojo. He's so
Hold on.
awesome. He's like one of the best villains. And he's not
Oh,
even
yo.
like a villain.
Straight up Recess, man.
There you
Yeah,
go.
now he remembers what it is. Now. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
would remember after junior high, just like watching Recess, like rushing home to watch it because it would be on like right when like we're off school. I would like race over to Bobby's house. Shout out to
Bo.
the Mon brothers, but
Yeah.
we'd race over to their house and like watch it and then chill there for the rest of the day.
And then also
But,
played MLB Draft Simulation.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Anyways, yeah.
So Recess moves on. So now we are down to the final 4. Wow. Yep, final 4. We have Animaniacs versus Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Ninja Turtles.
You just made this. This is your fault, Push. The reason this decision is so hard is because you didn't vote Gargoyles in the first round. This is all your fault.
Yeah.
We have an angry child in the room.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm still salty.
like it's Ninja Turtles.
I don't care for
The
I'm gonna vote
finals
for-
is already set.
So,
It's
so
Ninja
you're gonna betray your family and the bond that you had as a sibling with your other siblings.
Yo, the bond of Ninja
But-
Turtles is way stronger than that.
But the thing is, like, it's the same thing applies to this case.
Yeah.
Like we
I don't
watched
know.
Ninja Turtles together too.
But there's only
And
3
we
of
like
you.
pizza. Yeah. There's well, no, you could also include
What?
cousins into the mix.
But now,
which is what
now
we did.
you're ruining the fabric. It was
No,
the
we
3
included our
siblings.
nephews.
It was the 3 siblings that were the characters from Animaniacs.
Yeah.
I'm just stirring the pot because I don't care.
Oh, like how many
Well,
siblings
we
do you
are
have?
the one.
So Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 votes.
He just stopped right
He
there.
did. I don't even know if he heard you, but yeah.
I said, how many
Uh,
siblings do you have, Malik?
Oh, 1.
Yeah, so then
I never related to it. Yeah.
sometimes the turtles would split up in 2. So there you go.
Look, the turtles are just so much cooler. They're just the coolest thing.
And sometimes Raph would take off on his own little solo
I
adventure.
will.
'cause
I
he
will.
was being
and
emo.
Here, I'll vote for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles solely for the arcade game because that was fun to play.
That thing is amazing.
Yeah.
And
Do
I
you,
beat
anybody
it.
remember the Konami game?
As an
Like the little
adult.
handheld one? I had that.
That's pretty much what it was. It's like the side scroller. I think that was the same as the arcade game.
It's the same thing. Yeah.
The
That's
Game
one.
Boy version and the arcade.
Shout
game, I
out!
think
Shout
were
out to the
same.
Simpsons arcade game, which was even better than the Ninja Turtles arcade.
It's
game.
the
Wrong.
same thing.
Wrong.
Actually, Ninja Turtles one was better than that one.
No,
Yeah, man.
never.
And when you had to
Come
fight
on,
the bad
Simpsons
guys,
one wasn't as good.
You can hit
But
people
I've-
with a vacuum. You can hit people with a
Yeah,
vacuum. Mark. Come
I've
on.
beaten both. When there used to be those arcades open here, barcades really.
I
I've
remember.
had
I remember
my
the
birthday
airport.
in some of them.
I remember as a kid, the airport. After you get through security, there was the arcade, and there was the
Arcade,
Simpsons
yeah.
arcade. I would be like, "We're boarding? No, I gotta finish this game." Get in so much trouble as a kid.
Yeah.
yo, I remember going to BC and being on the BC ferries, and they used to have these arcades in there.
Yep.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
they still
Those
do.
were
But
the
they're like
dopest thing
not.
ever.
They're not the same thing. But yeah,
No, not anymore.
they still have a
Alright.
couple arcade games there.
Not the same. It's like little.
Yeah,
bunch
it's
of-
not. It's not like the arcade, which is why I appreciate barcades a lot because it brought back those old school arcade games.
You know what
That's-
you really hear at barcades? A lot of barking.
Sure. All right. Then going into the finals is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles And it will face off against one of these two. So we have
Yeah, I
Recess.
already know what the finals is. Yeah.
So you're voting.
even-
You're voting for Recess, right? That's,
No.
I'm just gonna leave. I'm just gonna
You already
walk out of
know
this
it's not
episode versus X-Men.
I wonder which one I'm going to vote for.
Recess. Think about it. Think about how much you relate to.
This one's gonna be X-Men. Straight up, man.
Yeah,
It's
gotta be X-Men.
I'm sticking with my.
For me.
All of my favorite shows have been voted out. I feel like
Wow, I feel bad because this is like a family gang up almost.
That's exactly what I was gonna say.
But
There's a
even
bit of a
though
bias.
there's a good age gap between myself and my brother, so
Yeah.
it's not like we.
It's a good one.
What?
I said, yeah, it's a good one.
He just influenced you
yeah.
too much. That's all it was.
Not at all. I didn't say anything, guys. I've been like so like
Yeah.
nonchalant in this episode today.
All right. So apparently to
Like I didn't
Crown
even
the-
vote for Recess in the last round, so there's no way it was gonna go up against X-Men for me, which I voted every round. So know.
now we're voting for the greatest cartoon of the 90s and 2000s, which I totally. So this is the wrong answer. This is
there's
not the
also some-
absolute truth.
there's also like
It's just
there's
such a
also some-
switch.
there's also some good cartoons that like
Oh,
I
yeah.
guess were on this pre-turn list, but that's all good.
What-
Dragon Ball Z,
let's
Dragon
do
Ball,
that.
where's
Let's
Dragon Ball Z?
vote.
Oh, okay. But
Garbage. I never watched it.
Best show.
Honestly, I've never watched a single episode of Dragon Ball Z.
That explains why the way
A lot.
you are.
Yeah. That's why I didn't
No, I'm
watch
just kidding.
Let's vote for this final one, and then we'll do some honorable mentions for shows that didn't
Ooh.
make the list. So, Kush, again, I'm blaming you for making this decision so hard on yourself because you could have just voted for Gargoyles or voted for Arthur, but you had to stick to your pizza and Ninja Turtles.
I had to
So
stick to
now-
what I actually enjoyed.
Oh, that's not what this is about. This is about me being right.
Oh, damn, man. I think
so we
that
have-
I'm right though. I'm
We'll-
right. Me.
we'll find out.
Me.
Ninja Turtles versus X-Men.
Ta-da! Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, so that's easy vote for Mr. Swansing. I need to think.
You know,
But that
You know
is
what
that's a good final though.
That's super tough. Fine.
Yeah.
You know what the
Super
funny
tough.
part is? If you vote for X-Men, I'm gonna be the deciding vote. The irony in all of this is I'm gonna be the final vote.
Which is why you should say your vote first. Because
I-
I'm very on the fence about both.
I don't care for
Uh,
either show. I prefer some other shows that didn't make it.
Sir,
so I'm
there's
just
an
gonna be-
integrity. There's an integrity to this whole
I'm-
voting system.
No, I'm not abiding by Kurt Angle's 3 eyes.
All right. Well, that's a
No,
little
that's-
bit of the theme song, but let's
that's
stop that. before
still
we
not
get,
as iconic as
copyright
X-Men.
struck. Yeah,
No.
it's not. It's
That's still
iconic,
not
but
as
it's
iconic.
not as iconic as X-Men. And you have to start comparing. Okay, like Ninja Turtles are mutant, but they only have like one kind of like mutant power. You know. Whereas
It's actually that's cool
X-Men-
that it's mutants versus mutants.
Yeah, and then X-Men are mutants, but they
No,
all
but
have, like-
Ninja Turtles don't have a mutant power. They're ninjas. They're mutants,
they're mutants.
but they're ninjas.
I know. I was just trying to like find a good parallel to compare that, but now
He's
I
just
can't.
trying. He's trying to
Ruined it.
justify why he's gonna pick
Um,
X-Men over Ninja Turtles
And then so like
and
X-Men
never
trying,
eat
has,
pizza
but-
again.
It's not gonna
X-Men
happen.
has like so many different. All the mutants all have different abilities, and they're so cool, and they have the best.
Just if you really
music.
want a little trump
Uh,
card there, no pun intended, is you go into the movie world of the two and then just help that put weight onto the TV show.
Well, I enjoyed both movie worlds, and then Ninja Turtle didn't have anything recent like X-Men did, and X-Men had some. Okay, I have to say it now that you said that. Okay, people who talk shit about X-Men First Class and those like Days Future Past. you
No,
need
those
to
are dope
stop.
movies. Those are
You need
insane
to
movies.
stop and evaluate your life and realize
Even
those
even Age
movies
of
are-
Apocalypse, X-Men was insane. Like nobody
Yeah.
understands.
You need to you need to reevaluate your life and understand those movies are incredible. Okay,
If they
way
read the
better than,
comics, they would know. But
like
none of these people are comic book readers, right? So they don't really.
I've never watched either of those movies.
I didn't even read these said comics, and those movies were just so
Because
freaking
they were
good.
based off of the comics. That's
Yeah.
why they were good.
But they were amazing. Anyways, so back to okay. Well, I have to give a shout out to TMNT movies.
Also, Pat, I was gonna say, why are you trying to influence him to vote for X-Men? You're supposed to be swaying him towards your side.
No, I'm just talking about both because
All right,
I love both.
He
It's my
likes
favorite
both,
final.
probably, right? Yeah. So and then TMNT movies were awesome. Okay, one was that was like a more darker movie, like more kind of realistic, like emotions wise. And then two
And think
was like
about the
more
sound
fun.
when they're in the sewers. That's comparable to the iconic X-Men.
Yeah, and they're scared. They're skateboarding in the sewers too. Ninja Turtles, but and the third movie was cool. They go back in time into feudal Japan. Like, what the hell is happening there? They get this scepter and they literally, anyways. I'm voting for TMNT.
Wow.
That's,
You know,
that's good
the
vibe.
argument was swaying me towards X-Men, and
I figured that may have been who you were gonna maybe choose anyways.
I mean, I could have spite voted and just said TMNT after all of this just to make you lose, but I guess
It doesn't matter. That's why I was saying you go first. I knew in my heart of hearts, Ninja Turtles is just a little bit more above X-Men as a show, right? If you take a whole series and everything that they've like kind of like
I gotta
offered,
say,
X-Men is
again,
definitely a better series, I think.
X-Men, the characters, there's more diversity. The
Yeah.
theme song is more iconic.
Yeah.
The story arc, potentially, I didn't watch a lot of TMNT, but when I think of X-Men, I feel like there's more depth to the stories and like the development of characters, as we've talked about with Wolverine, as an example.
Yeah. I think that like when you look at the franchise as a whole, for sure. But when you're talking about just these cartoons, because that's kind of what we're focusing on,
There you go.
I think TMNT does it for me because like it captures more of that imagination. It's more fun as a child.
Yeah,
X-Men
man.
is like a little bit more serious.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And that's the
It's
thing, because
cool.
you want to pretend to be these characters.
Yeah, you do, like you're like, oh, I have adamantium claws, and you have like your knives and
so
your
X-Men is
fists,
better.
right?
X-Men
It's
is better.
not. It's not because
Because
the
you can't be an
story-wise-
X-Men. You can be a Ninja Turtle though, because all you gotta do is fight.
Yeah,
I
you
don't wanna
literally
be a
just have
turtle.
like you literally have a stick, or you grab like nunchucks. Those are readily available for kids.
Yeah, man.
And then also you just get to say pizza, pizza. Anytime you eat pizza, you think you're a Ninja Turtle, man. Like, come on.
All
Do
right.
you ever eat pizza like this?
Yeah, with your finger.
just with the so there we have it. Teenage Mutant Ninja
But
Turtles.
you, what's your vote? What's your
I
vote?
was X-Men. The way you described
Yeah.
it swayed my vote to X-Men.
Yeah.
So again,
I'm just trying to give it the props to X-Men that it deserves.
I am
it
outvoted
deserves
again.
props.
Clearly, there's the system is broken.
It was a good
It's not-
final, but Ninja
Yeah,
Turtles. man.
for us, not Malik, but yeah.
No, it
Yeah.
was a good final.
I agree.
Either
So-
way, it would have been epic. But Ninja
So
Turtles.
that
can't-
is this is the
That is it.
best
That's the absolute Teenage Mutant
cartoon
Ninja Turtles
of all
is
time.
the greatest cartoon of all time.
ever.
It is officially crowned the Pardesi Beats Unplugged greatest cartoon of the
You can hear them all
90s
partying
And
right
world's cartoon
and
of the
universe.
90s. Yeah.
So
The WWE
I guess
universe.
let's take
Yeah.
some time to shout out. I know, Kush, you already mentioned Dragon Ball Z. Some shows that didn't make the list. A lot of the shows, and I'll
Oh, man,
start. A
there's
lot of
so
the shows
many.
that I watched
There's so many.
already made the list. Recess, Arthur, The Simpsons are three iconic shows that I watched as a kid and I still watch today. So I'll give you guys a space to start off with like some of the cartoons that didn't make especially from the 90s and your childhood.
I'll let you go first, Cushy.
Well, yeah, Dragon Ball Z definitely would have made it for me, because that literally is still in my life to this day. Because that show they're still doing like different versions of it, right?
Yeah.
watched it.
And yeah, which is unfortunate, but one day I'll get you the abridged version to watch or something. Dragon Ball Z Kai. You could skip all the episodes where they're powering up for like the whole episode where they're like, ah, ah! Not like the whole episode. They're like, ah! And I'm not even kidding you. Like whole episodes are like that. But that, like as a kid, you're just like, oh my god, he's getting so strong. He's gonna do it. He's gonna beat him.
I'm just picturing a little Kush like standing in the middle of his living room doing the exact same thing.
He used to, man. He used to.
Yeah. course. And then you just reenact it too with your friends. But that show, like as a series, it goes from like 80s
Forever.
to
Yeah.
now.
Like it's been a while.
So it's very well written too, story wise, I think.
Has there? I'm curious because I've seen it a few times. Has there been like a Dragon Ball Z movie, like a legit movie?
Wasn't there one?
Yeah, there's animated movies. Do you mean like real
Live?
action or live action or whatever?
No, I wasn't familiar. Like I'm not familiar.
There's
at
a
all with
lot
Dragon
of
Ball Z.
movies. There's
Okay.
actually a lot of movies, like for both Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, GT as well. But GT has like, it's not canon material. So people, it was very different in how they portrayed GT. A lot of people watched it because it's like, hey, this is what's next, but they didn't really realize that it's not actually the producers who made it. And even with the new show, Dragon Ball Super, they made a couple movies based on that too already. So and then the latest movie they made, Dragon Ball Super Broly, I don't remember if that's the name, but the animation in that was honestly like I've never seen animation like that. So like they're pretty groundbreaking in how they
And apparently a movie is
what they
coming
make
next
too
year as
now.
well. So
Yeah, and then they're gonna continue the show Dragon Ball Super after I think they launched that movie, because they went to a certain point and it's gonna continue. But anyways, like that's a bit of a ramble, but I think that obviously would have been included for me, like 100%.
one show that came to my mind that I'm sure, I feel like Kush you watched, and I know for sure Pat did not watch at all. The Weekenders. Does that ring a
Refresh
bell
my
at all for
memory.
either of you?
No.
It came on after recess, and it was kind of that same vibe of like 4 kids in school.
Yeah, I do. I just googled it just so I can see their faces. Yeah, it was like a similar show to that.
Yeah.
You really like that style of show, eh?
Yeah, I know what I like. It was nice, and if you watched last week's episode on our YouTube channel, you saw my wonderful raccoons
Yeah,
sweater that I was wearing. And shout out to the raccoons. That's kind of the first cartoon
that should have
that I
made it, but
remember.
I think that's before 90s.
That was 80s.
Yeah,
That was still in the 90s though. It still aired.
Like, barely.
Yeah, I
But
guess.
that's like my first recollection of cartoons. Like raccoons was like, for me, and I
Yeah.
assume for Kush, or not for Kush, for Pat, since he's super old and has a lot of white hair. That was
Yeah.
a show that he used to watch as well growing up.
That
I
was
watched
awesome
it. It
show.
was like one of those lunchtime shows when you'd come from
Yeah, yep.
come home from school for lunch. It'd be like on.
I had VHSs of it for some reason, and I would just watch them as a kid.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna say a couple right now just so I don't forget. The original Ghostbusters cartoon show, the original Transformers 80s cartoon show, which was iconic. He-Man, She-Ra, both
Yeah.
were pretty sick. There's so many TV shows, man.
Yeah, now that
Especially
you say
that
that,
time.
I didn't even think. When did Beasties come out? You remember Beasties, like the spin-off of Transformers?
That was late 90s. Like yeah, Beast
I
Wars.
love
Yeah.
Beast Wars. Yeah, I love that.
It was pretty
one.
dope. It was really
Actually, Kush, Pokemon, the original Pokemon series.
I know. I was actually thinking about that too.
dope. And if you want to know another
Mighty
anime
Morphin
one,
Power Rangers.
I was
Power
gonna go
Rangers is
into
not
Power-
a cartoon.
not a
though.
cartoon,
It's not
though.
a cartoon.
True, very
but
true,
I was
very
gonna
true,
say
you're right,
the
you're right.
original anime, sort of when I was a kid, that was so epic, was Astro Boy.
Yeah.
And you guys got to
yeah.
check it out.
Oh,
Yeah.
solid. And I was super.
I only
again,
watched that post childhood because you bought the DVD set a long time ago, and I actually
Yeah.
started watching them. They're pretty cool.
Mhm.
Also,
Reboot as well. Reboot has to be
Reboot.
mentioned for sure.
It's
Jackson
technically
Reboot-
not a cartoon, but it counts.
What is
I
it?
would
technically?
argue it is.
It's a
I would
CGI
argue
animation, right?
It's
Yeah.
animation. So I
But
would
then
argue
you could
it's
say
a
the same thing
cartoon.
about Dragon Ball Z.
True.
It's technically an anime because it's Japanese
I would
made.
say yeah. Yeah, I would say Reboot was interesting. I never really got into it, but I remember like the YTV era of TV was
Yeah.
like very significant in my childhood and growing up. So like that would always be on, and a bunch of other similar shows or
You
or
know,
kind of-
another one that would have been really cool to have was Inspector Gadget.
Ooh, that's a yeah.
Yeah, because that was an 80s show, I think. But
Oh, no way,
definitely
but it
played when we were in the
carried on
90s.
into the 90s.
It
yeah.
carried into the 90s for sure.
Yeah.
Talking about iconic theme songs, like
Dun, 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 dun.
right up there with the X-Men theme.
Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, that was really
Well,
good.
here's another one that you probably didn't even think of including. This one spans a little bit of time, though. It does come into the 90s. It was in the 80s. It was even in the 70s. And the one I'm talking about there is the Flintstones.
Oh yeah, true.
And
Flintstones.
it was so epic. Like, it used to be on every day at lunchtime. We used to watch it all the time. I remember eating. I come home, eat grilled cheese sandwiches, and watch that. And then
Flintstones
after
followed
that,
by
Inspector
Jetsons.
Gadget.
Yeah.
For me, it was
George
Flintstones and
Jetson.
Jetsons.
Yeah,
Jetsons
those were pretty awesome.
Jetsons. That was the after school one though, because Jetsons didn't come out at lunchtime for me. It used to be Flintstones, and then He-Man.
I never came home for lunch. I always
and then
stayed. I was a
Flintstones,
cool
and
kid.
then Inspector Gadget when I was in kindergarten.
Yeah, and there's also other cool stuff like I guess we'll just mention them like DuckTales, Scooby-Doo,
Yeah,
Pinky and the Brain. We didn't mention that.
Yeah.
that's a
Chip
part of
and-
Animaniacs though. It wasn't a
Chip and
standalone,
Dale.
No, they had a standalone show after.
but that was after.
Pinky and the Brain.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Iconic-
yeah, it was part
iconic
of
theme
it. That's
song.
another thing that I liked.
That's actually very true. I guess. Can I go back and just
Time
keep
for
going
another
on?
good idea, bad idea.
Yeah.
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 Rocky and Bullwinkle. I know. I feel like Pat.
Oh
probably
yeah,
watched it.
man, that was dope. But that one's also from the 70s.
Yeah, it was probably 70s, 80s. Yeah.
Alvin and
we're-
the Chipmunks.
We're on that nostalgia train hard, boys.
Yeah, man.
I feel like this is probably a good spot to wrap up and
Yeah.
let our listeners and viewers know. Let us know in the comments on our Instagram, on our Twitter, on our YouTube.
You guys
video.
forgot a really big one. I was waiting, especially you, Malik.
The answer is The Simpsons.
The answer was the Spider-Man cartoon from the 90s.
Amazing Spider-Man.
The Amazing
Spider-Man,
Spider-Man.
which came
Yeah.
along with the X-Men.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I was like just sitting here. I was like, let's see if he names it or
Because
not.
that was in 80s, wasn't it?
No.
I feel like it started in the 80s, but it's still
No,
It
it was
was-
90s because it started after the action figures, I remember. And the other one you're thinking about that you think was from the 80s was from the 60s, 70s. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Spider-Man.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
that
you're
was
saying
really
that the more modern one was I see what
And
you're
they had the
saying
same animation and look as the X-Men.
style. Yeah.
now. Yeah,
it
they
was
did.
that.
They did. That was actually a very good show. Like
Yeah.
I liked that one a lot.
I actually love
They
X-Men.
went really
They're a
far
huge
with
part
the
of my,
story
like,
in that too.
pop culture, but I rate that Spider-Man show higher than the X-Men one.
They were pretty on point.
If only
say.
I could have influenced this bracket, I would have taken out
Yeah.
X-Men and Teenage
So
Mutant Ninja
yeah,
Turtles.
everyone in the comment section, write down your favorite Ninja Turtle, and reiterate why it's the best show you've ever watched in your life. What type of pizza is your favorite?
Can I tell you guys something?
Some together.
It's something I'm reading right now, okay?
Okay.
It's a current, like very, very current, like to the point that you still have to wait for the next issue. It's called, it's a Ninja Turtles series by IDW, and it's called The Last Ronin. So essentially what it is there's
Oh, I
only
think I've
one
heard of
Ninja Turtle
this.
left. And I'm going to ask you something without giving spoilers. Like, you're not going to get the answer, but I'm just going to ask you, who do you think it is? So it's The Last Ronin. And apparently, so there's one Ninja Turtle left, and there's only one Ninja Turtle. And who would it be? And I'm reading it right now on my iPad. Like, I'm in the middle of issue 4, which is the most current one. So guess who it is. I won't tell you, but tell me who's the last Ninja Turtle and why.
Raph,
Okay, why?
because he always did his own thing anyway. So maybe he just found a way to survive.
Okay, Malik, what do you think? Don't Google stuff.
Well, I'm just Googling what their weapons are, and that's what I'm going to base mine off of.
That turtle has all of their weapons.
I'm going to base it off of liking the color blue and seeing that he has some swords in his hand. So we'll go with Leonardo.
Okay, interesting picks. I initially thought it was Raph as well. And then for a lot of, like, I don't know why, I really had a hard time thinking anybody other than Donatello, because Donatello's like smart, right? So I was like, oh,
Yeah.
it could be Donatello.
It was
Well, I'm
either
not going to
those
give it
two.
away. I'm not going to give it away.
Oh, come on.
I can't. I'll tell you guys
Spoiler
off,
alert.
off the broadcast. I'll
Spoiler
tell you.
alert. Okay.
I won't want to spoiler for any of our
Fair
listeners.
enough, I guess.
All right.
I'll tell you off.
We just said spoiler alert. They can just pause.
No. No, they have to read it
All right.
themselves.
No,
Alright,
man.
guys,
This is
read
too
the
big
comic.
an epic of a storyline in the Ninja Turtles universe to ruin on the internet.
I
So,
feel like
And I'll-
it's a
And I'll make sure before
it's a twist. What a twist! It's
Pat
Midnight
reveals it,
Shyamalan
we'll end the
stuff.
meeting, and Kush will never know.
yeah.
Yeah.
We'll just
End the
I'll
call
put
so I
him
can't
on.
see.
It's gonna be like a Dragon Ball Z episode that just next time on Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Leave me on a cliffhanger that I'll have to like figure out
You have to tune in
or
again
wait
tomorrow.
for. Yeah.
All right, I feel like that's a good spot to wrap up the show. So let us know in the comments below what shows we missed, how wrong Pat and Kush were for voting out The Simpsons. I can forgive them for voting out Arthur. It's a very Canadian show, so we'll let them go with that. But I'm gonna be salty about The Simpsons for the next few Pardesi Beats Unplugged episodes. With that being said, you can find us on all streaming platforms. Make sure you give us a 5-star rating. Like the YouTube video, subscribe to our channel. We're here every single week.
And if you want to rewatch, we're here every single day.
That is very true.
Owl
Right, until
bunga,
next time.
dude.